Hi there, hello, good evening, and welcome. And welcome back, more importantly, to Immersive Realms. Sorry we're a little bit late, technical issues be a bitch like that, but I hope we're all doing fantastic. Welcome in, welcome in. My name, as per usual, is Matt with Power, aka Chef, aka Matt. How are we all doing this evening? Before we jump into tonight's episode of The Shadows We Fear, we're going to do the usual thing of Andy, any announcements to go over before we play the game?
No announcements other than next week. Shadows We Fear will not be on. I'm busy, unfortunately. But the week after that we'll be back to normal. And yeah, I don't know if Brothers Plate will be going on. Because as we can see, Kilo here is rocking sunglasses.
Laugh at me at your own peril.
Listen, I think you suit them, right? I genuinely do think you suit them.
Well. I don't take that shit.
He actually
So
Brothers Plate may be going on. As you see, our community manager has put in Discord and Linktree into the chat. So make sure you go to there to keep up to date. And yeah, no other announcements, so fling it back to you, Matt.
Fantastic, thank you so much. Oh,
it's a high one.
It's caught in a tree. It's stuck in a tree. That's not coming down.
Sorry.
That was my favourite one. Oh well, I'll get it down later. But before we jump into, I know that's a me problem. Short Kings unite. But with that out of the way, then let's jump into tonight's episode of The Shadows We Fear. So last we left off, our bold adventurers made their way into the Suntop Monastery, a once very spiritual, very relaxing and borderline holy place that had been taken over by the Thunderbrand warriors, a group of Orc and Goliath tribesmen that performed what's called a super herd and had decimated the mountains and were threatening the whole country. You had gone into the heart of this building in order to reclaim it and take it back, killing their leader, and retake the throne, the crown of the kingdom. You did exactly that. A very, very hard battle was fought with allies from the Eternal, the person or individual that runs the monastery, Brother Nature, our shape-shifting druid, and a couple of monks that stayed behind to help fight. A long battle ensued between you and the chieftain, which was very, very bloody, brutal, and quite not nice fun times. But ultimately, you guys emerged victorious. And then during this, Falcorus lost his cool a little bit and attacked another set of the leadership of these tribesmen. He did. And thus severing the groups even further. You know, what's the police force these days anyway? Dishing out your own justice and killing more of these orc, you took the monastery. To cut a long story short, the remaining tribesmen fractured off into their individual tribes and factions and left it alone, and you guys began to make your way down the mountain, and that was where we left off. So let me get some music pulled up. I can't remember which one's which. I think it's this one.
Help if I build out my character sheet.
I would advise it.
Yeah.
For the first time in a long time, peace has now come to the mountains of the Renthal. Balance has been restored as the super herd of Goliath and Orc tribes, fragmented like broken glass, go back to their own tribes and territories, as was the case prior to the self-proclaimed holy chief that united them under the one banner, his head now hanging off one of your party members' hips. You walk with a slight spring in your step, even if you don't notice it yourselves. It might be from knowing the gravity of what you've done and the good to come from it. It might be from meeting the Eternal and finding a new, exceptionally powerful ally for the battles lay ahead. It might be from having fully clothed allies and not having to avert eyes and make awkward eye contact. But whatever the reason is, you descend the mountains, happy, heading towards Fort Hayden. Kilo, as happened last time, as you were leaving, Kilo, fucking hell, Joel, sorry. Don't mean to government name you in real life here. As you were leaving the monastery, you hear a voice ring into your head. A very familiar voice, unfortunately, proclaiming some stuff. But the rest of you,
indeed,
what would you like to do, if anything, as you are trudging down the mountain path towards Fort Hayden?
Did we haven't rested yet, have we?
No, you have not rested yet, no.
I did make a suggestion to the party that we stop in at the fort.
Yeah.
So maybe do a rest
Fort's
there.
at least a couple of days away, though, isn't it?
Is it? I thought it was like hours.
Because we stayed the night at the fort, and then we also camped the night on the mountain.
Again, you were going up the mountain, and you weren't too sure where you were going. So with pace, you can make it down quicker.
Do you think we can make it to the fort?
By today, you might be pushed. It might be a late, long day, but you could make it to the fort tonight. It might be a long day, but it's
Maybe
possible.
maybe we rest before we go to the fort.
Yeah, looking at the map, it should take us 24 hours to get from the sun top to 40.
Oh damn. Well, yeah, we'll take a rest. We'll find
Fair
a
enough.
place to rest.
Are you gonna walk the day, or are you gonna rest straight away? Just so.
Walk the day essentially. Walk
Yeah.
to the point that we start feeling tired and
Mm-hmm.
Well,
No worries.
presumably.
If we're walking the day, can I just take up my hit diet at some point?
Yeah, I say you can take a short rest between now and then if you want
Okay.
to.
'Cause I had 6 left. That's
I'm scared.
scary. I rolled a 1 on that one.
Oh, beautiful.
For that. I'm just going to use them all. I might as well.
Excuse me, I do apologize. But as you
Not
guys
acceptance.
are fantastic, thank you. As you guys are making your way down the path, could I get you to all make perception checks for me, please? We're I'd say about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd say at this point,
oh, that's
as
not
you guys
good.
have been walking along.
I was rolling well last game and
I know
started off
you were
with
rolling a shit hot last game.
rolling shit this one.
That's the wrong dice, that's why. Well, that's a very low number.
Right,
Oh,
Falcoris.
still a very low number.
Fair enough.
13 for me.
13. Ooh. Wash.
What was that?
Perception check, please. Sorry.
That's a dirty 20.
Nice. Elleril.
10.
10. Ooh. Joel.
11.
Oh my goodness. Lavender, please save us. Apart from Wash.
27.
There we go.
Oh, my God.
Someone's awake.
2 people are awake.
Three on the die.
See, again, you guys have been through a very grueling fight, so some of you are a little bit more fatigued, minds elsewhere, wherever they may be, sort of thing. But Lavender and Wash, as again it gets about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, you guys are moving down the mountains. You begin to realize, even with Lavender's tracking skills as well, you're approaching a large mass of people. And as you sort of go over on these little hillocks, you can see indeed, resting up on the side of the road, is a group of people. And as you get a little bit closer with 27 as well, I'd say you realize these are the monks that left the monastery, the ones that didn't stay behind. You've caught up with them.
Do you see them? Slow as fuck. I think it'd be a little faster, and I'll point them out to the rest of the party, I suppose.
Kind of thought they'd be near the fort by now.
I mean, I guess monks aren't all about haste.
This is a physical journey, not a spiritual journey. They should be there by now.
To be fair, maybe worth catching up and letting them know that it's safe.
What, so they go back like they were on a jaunty stroll?
I mean,
Well, from how far they made it, I guess that's exactly what they were on.
Well.
Was a bitch.
Karma.
I'm sure they'll
Well.
appreciate knowing that the Eternal and at least some of the monks survived.
We'll hold them down. And as we get closer, we'll hold them down.
You get closer and you realize the reason why they're walking so slow is, again, they are malnourished, injured. They haven't had food and proper water in Lord knows how long. So their physical strength isn't there, and they have had to take the journey slower to make sure they actually make it down. But you guys approach them, and you can tell them obviously the victory that you guys won, especially seeing the head of the chief on your hip, Kelgorm. And there is that some of them are like that just alleviation of the weight off their shoulders gone. Their home is now free again, or those that called it home. And there is just a sense of joy. There are some people like, oh fuck, we need to go back up the mountain. There is that aspect of it. There's no two ways about it. But for the most part, it is overtaken by happiness and frivolity of a victory for them.
Send them on their way and keep moving ourselves, or find, eventually try and find spots for camps. Or
Yep.
Matt, I know you've not really had us keep track of rations at all.
No, I haven't.
Can I just give them some?
You can give those handle some rations 100%. You can, and start, feeding those that need it most, sort of thing. Absolutely. That's not an issue in the slightest. But the day comes to its end, and you do find yourself. I'd say at this point, you find yourselves near the bottom of the mountain, not quite on the grass yet, but getting there. Trees and thick trees and woodlands starting to creep up the mountain paths now, as you find a suitable place to make camp and set up the magical tent. You
set up a tent. Eventually, once it's set up, get inside, and of course, is literally just going to go straight to his cot.
Yep. Immediately tuck and roll into bed, blanket thrown over you, in the fetal position, knees up to the chest, warm up.
Or baby.
Just before turning in, I'll give Brownie a little scratch behind the ear, and I'll say to Lavender, I did promise he could use my bath if he wanted to.
Oh, that's going to be a fun drain to unclog.
He's got a lot of orc blood on him.
You want me to give him a bath?
Just saying, no options
On
there.
my own?
Yeah, I don't do that sort of thing.
Brownie goes from like, yeah, get bath to, what the fuck, you're not gonna help? This sort of look.
If the pretty boy's not in for helping you bath the bear, I'll do it. Sounds like fun.
Again, Brownie's little nubby tail just wags a little bit.
What's the worst that could happen? I get mauled?
I have helped to an extent. The bath has been run.
Oh, thank you, your princeliness.
Just don't get anything on the rug.
You're going to have a soaking wet bear in there. There's going to be everything on the rug.
Fairly sure it's illusionary, but I did ask Emmerich to make sure it was an expensive looking one. Yeah, just by all means, and I'll go into my room and I'll just set up my little reading hammock.
Yep, you'll really have a good top of your room.
Yeah.
Brownie saunters in. Is one of the things, because again the doors are so fit to sails, where you had to push Brownie's butt through the door a little bit. There's a small element of that, but eventually Brownie comes in, and Wash and Lavender, Brownie, like a Labrador, sees a still body of water, and immediately, just splashing water everywhere, and this magical bath with the water that never ends. There is a tidal waves of water getting cast around without Lavender and Wash doing anything. The rug is ruined. LOL. The laminate is gonna bubble. You know it. This is horrible. There's no amount of maidens that can clean this water. And very, very quickly, and with Wash and Lavender washing the bear, the room very quickly smells of severe wet dog, but worse. After maybe about 10-15 minutes, Brownie hops on out, pushing more water out as he does, gives a big, big shake, and a bear-sized amount of water goes over the room. Even you and your hammock at the back feel the pellets of water hit you before Brownie saunters on out, happy and content.
This is probably the most stress you've seen LRO in a long while, even given the previous situations. He's just like,
Thanks for letting us use the bath. Have a nice day. Oh, no, she doesn't.
In fairness, you shouldn't have offered in the first place.
it felt like he deserved it, seeing how he did hold down that corridor.
All right. And he'll
That's
just
worse
walk
than
out as
having
well.
You could do that.
Worse than having a soaking wet Calanthe around.
Yeah, smells better.
Oh, oh,
Oh.
shots fired.
Oh,
Shots at his ex.
But you will find your way to your respective rooms. Well, you will have to sleep in the hammock tonight because the bed is wet from unfortunate bear shakes. So you will have to spend the night in the hammock or wherever you'd like to. But the rest of you do find sleep. Falcoris, if I may be so kind, could I get a little wisdom saving throw for me, please?
I was wondering when we'd come back to this.
The final save breaks through the tent.
Why does it smell of bear in here? I hate this. Leaves. Don't know why he's pipe pirate all of a sudden.
I don't know why he's the Kool-Aid man. Just breaks through the wall. Smells like bear.
22.
22. Perfect. As you find yourself, and again, you, as you say, go to your cot and immediately out like a light, unconscious to sleep. You are that tired from the fight that even when in your dream you begin to feel the darkness take over and you feel your heart rate begin to quicken, your body is that done in and tired, and you just can't react in the way that you normally would, and you can't help but feel that you should be more awake than you are, but there's a certain someone in your head keeping you asleep. There's a certain someone that's making you rest, where she's taking the watch. And the night passes uneventful, unless you... Sorry.
I
Sorry,
mean,
you
if I'm like lucid dreaming essentially, then I would be like, Lucia,
Mm-hmm.
what you doing?
None.
Be careful.
You're tired.
I know I
I'm
am.
fine.
Just be careful.
I'm good. Honestly. You just rest.
Fun. Yeah.
And the night passes. You'll wake up having completed a long rest, so you get all your hit points and everything else back. Congratulations. You all wake up and find your way to that communal area in the center of the tent, 1 by 1, 2 by 2. And yeah, the day is yours.
We're just powering onto the. Excuse me. Are we just?
Wow.
Are we just powering onto the floor?
I don't know, floating set hair, are we? Or
You leave me alone.
Yeah, I presume
Don't
so.
make me put the sunglasses on.
Move our way to the fort.
Oh, yeah.
Keeping an
And
eye
you
out as we
do-
go. By the way, if you don't mind me doing a perception
yeah,
check.
make a perception check. Anybody else wants to join in, perceiving the lands around you, by all means.
30-20 for me.
Dirty 20. There we go. That's a roll that we're used to.
Not really. I mean, it's a plus 10.
Oh, fair. Wash. Oh, sorry. I keep asking you haven't fucking rolled yet. I'm so sorry, buddy.
12, so it's
12.
not bad.
Ellery?
Not great.
I rolled worse than last time
Oh, no.
with a nat 1 this time, so
Oh, no.
strong start to the session.
Yep. Joel?
My luck has run dry.
17.
17. And Lavender?
17.
17 also. You guys
I said
are
it first.
keeping a very vigilant and watchful eye out as you guys get back down to the flatlands and begin making your way with haste towards Fort Hayden. Nothing catches your attention in the immediate. Elleril, your mind is obviously elsewhere right now, and you're trying to be watchful. However, with a natural 1, a voice enters your head. Panicked, afraid, and terrified. Elleril, darling. Hi, Emmerich here. Your friend has arrived. She's got knives, and she's very pissed. If you would, with haste, make your way back to the city, I would much appreciate... Oh, good heavens! And it cuts off.
Ah. I think her presence is needed. I'm deliberately vague.
Our presence is needed where? For what? Expand on your answer.
Eric just contacted me, said it sounded urgent.
Well, we can make a quick stop into the fort. It's on our way. I just wanted to tell them of the situation.
And then
And then-
all haste to Brazenfort.
Or whatever the fuck is happening. No, not Brazen Fort.
Sorry, Pathmark.
Yes. Or whatever happened there. Right, come on then. Let's go. Double time, I guess.
Hustle, hustle. You push forth and make your way quicker now with a sense of urgency about you. Make your way towards the fort. And again, you see it in the distance. Doesn't take you too long whatsoever from now that you're down the mountains. And you can see just as you left it, the proud fort with this new double wall standing strong. You can enter and you can see that Captain Ishii is still there. Of course she is, with her
That's-
big bow and everything else in between. Yeah.
That's who I would hail anyway. I would hail down Captain Ishii. Captain.
Oh, you're back. Well done. You're not dead.
The monastery has been relieved of its recent occupiers.
Well, that is just excellent news. Thank you.
The chief,
Well done.
the chief has been defeated, dead, but the clans of the orcs, they've separated. You could see they've went back to their old clans, their old ways. So just still be careful. But the Thunderbrands is, say disbanded.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, we'll still keep the scouts up there just to make sure that there's not a resurgence or a revolution of sorts to try and come back again. We'll make sure that they stay individual again, factioned, manageable. I can't get over that. I mean, your friend has said... Oh, yeah, sorry. I should say... I've got two stragglers that you rescued from the mountains. They're here.
I was going to ask if they made it.
They did indeed. Tom and Sandy. They're inside.
Yeah.
Working out what they're going to do with the next steps.
I would like to see them.
Well, come in.
Yeah, I would follow her to wherever we go.
Yeah, but she just takes you back to the main soldier tower that you guys have been to a couple of times now. Just the basically where everything happens in this tower, and you can see again at the long table by the hearth is indeed Tom and Sandy. They both got the what? The fire. Shut up, Titanic. Shut up, Titanic. You can see these... Titanic. Again, you can see these two. Again, you can see that they've been very, very, since they've arrived, well fed, well looked after. They've got some fresh clothes. And you can see that Sandy, even though with the lay on the hands and the cure wounds, she still has a little cane that she's managed to acquire from here, just while she's, learning to walk again, sort of thing, after the massive injury that she sustained. They both look up and see you, and big beaming smiles etch upon both their faces as you guys enter the room.
Morning, afternoon, where we at? Where we at? Morning. Right, morning.
Good morning.
I did say that character. I would just say morning.
My God, you made it. You bloody made it down.
And good news is the Eternal now reigns back over the monastery.
That is very good news. Excellent. I almost can't believe it. I, again, didn't think you were dead, but I didn't think you were coming back down either. You guys have truly done a massive favor to us, and probably the country as a whole if you've done that.
I'd recommend you rest up here, get your strength back. If you want to go back up to the monastery, then by all means, just be careful. The orcs are still out there. They're disbanded from the Thunderbrands, but they're still factioned.
That's my plan, is to sell my farm here and move back up there permanently. He is looking around at himself as if he's trying to muster up a summon gold, basically. I'm just sorry I don't have much to offer in return for thanks for all you've done. But if you would all like, as I say, I'm going to return back to my place, collect whatever gold I have, sell my farm, But what I could also do is, I don't know if gold matters to you all. If it does, I can happily pay. But it might seem a bit trivial, but I'd have no need of it. When my grandfather, long ago, he was an adventurer. When he passed, he gave my father a map, who then passed on to me when he also died. It's of a supposed buried treasure that my grandfather hid. Do I believe it's true? I don't know. But I have no kids of my own. I'm going to be living in the monastery till my end. If you want it, I can send a courier to deliver you this map. And whatever gold I can have after selling.
We'll take the map. I think it might be an interesting thing out there.
I honestly don't know if it will lead to anything, you know?
Well, we'll find out, I guess.
Well, if it's a waste of your time, I'm sorry. People of your stature sending you around the country blindly, and, you know, I don't want to take away.
It might actually be doing some good. A bit of rest from battles constantly. Don't get me wrong, there might be something nasty waiting for us, but...
A side quest.
Yeah.
We like them. Well, where should I send the map to?
Send it to Brazen Fort, send it to Hope Speaking.
Hope Speaking.
Well, God, what's the name of it?
Beacon's Blessing.
Beacon's Blessing,
Beacon's
that's
Blessing.
it.
I can do that. I'll send it post haste. And thank you, all of you again, for everything you've done.
Safe travels.
And same to you.
And I'll turn to the rest of the group and just be like, well, any other business here that you want to complete?
Need to
Stop
get back
protecting
to not browsing for it. The other one. We need to get back to Pavmar.
Avmar.
The other one.
If we're
Need
quick,
to get back as quick
Okay,
as we
back.
can.
I mean, ain't this your place, not ours? I don't remember ever saying we need to be here.
Plus, you know, with your dad coming, you know, I kind of thought you'd want to be the first one out of here.
That's a different story. I'm still not sure if I really want to see him, but never mind. It's more a duty that I have to uphold. See what the fuck he's got to say. But if Emmerich's in trouble, we're probably better getting back fast.
Did he say what kind of trouble he's in, Elril? Any idea why he needs us back?
I don't even need an insight check.
Yeah, can I get some insight checks and a deception
Do we
check
need
from
one?
Elril?
Can we get an advantage?
No,
I'll
I'm
be
not gonna
honest.
use advantage, but-
Any reason, a whole 30 seconds of it.
Yeah, deception check from. For
Can he
what?
at least get the deception at disadvantage?
Do you know what? Sure.
have
30
no
seconds of,
modifier.
for 30 seconds of air. Yeah, disadvantage on the deception.
Oh, that might help me because I
That's
didn't do well on the insight check.
Fair enough.
First roll was a 16, second roll was a 15.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay. So, fuck course, does that
No, I thought I got a 9. I rolled a
9.
3.
Joel?
28.
This motherfucker's hiding something. Wash, lavender.
Hold on, my sheet's being really fucking stupid.
Take your time, man.
Insight, right?
Yes, please.
Only a 12 for me.
12.
Yeah. Not correct. Oh god. I
For
think
someone
it's
raised
totally
in a group
fucked.
of
It's a
thieves,
19.
I think Killigore was
19.
probably the worst liar in the history of liars.
So, Wash and Joel,
Yes.
you guys believe and know that Elleril / Caligorm is withholding information. The Lavender and Falcoris, maybe it's been secret for a reason. Maybe there's a reason behind this, but you know he's not telling the truth. But you know, it's maybe for your protection sort of thing. But the Wash and Joel, this motherfucker's just being a dick right now. Or however you want to perceive it in your individual ways.
It's definitely how Joel's going to perceive it.
We're just gonna look at Joel like, just the silent sort of, let's fuck with him.
Care to elaborate on complete silence?
You know, I really think it's about a team dynamic here, and you're not really working as part of the team.
Do you think after
All
everything
right,
we've been
new
through,
recruit.
like, you
How
trust
long have you
us?
been here?
Long enough to see that you're not working as the rest of the team.
Look, sometimes people make mistakes. Okay.
Yes.
That's all the more reason to tell us.
So we can help fix the mistakes and help you move on from them. What people also do is learn from mistakes, and every time you withheld information before, we've kind of needed to know.
No, you don't need to know this. It's fine.
You
You
see,
said it was
though,
urgent that we get back.
You seem to have fucked up enough where anything could be a need to know.
No, don't
that's
worry.
not
He's
how to-
quite possibly the least subtle and worst liar / thief you've ever met. For someone who was worked extensively with them, he walked into a shop in the middle of a city and started screaming about looking for the creed.
Oh,
It's probably the
wow.
worst move I've ever seen from a thief.
First and foremost, I've never been caught. I'm not.
I'm going to put that down to the low-budget law enforcement, Soren. So you're 30%.
You're lucky
your
they've had
30%
budget cuts
tax.
this year.
Right, Matt, out of petty for the rest of this journey, I am pickpocketing Joel whenever I see an opportunity.
Joel doesn't have anything.
He doesn't have pockets.
Joel
What are
does
you
have
gonna
pockets.
steal?
I've got everything. I'm taking whatever I can take.
If you pickpocket Wash and he
Killigorm,
catches you, he's breaking
Joel
your
has
hand.
Joel has the shield on his arm and the mace in his hand.
Had.
What?
Joel had.
Right.
Joel doesn't even have his supply bag. Joel doesn't have anything.
Here's the thing.
What
Let's walk and
what
talk.
are you stealing?
Walk and talk.
Lavender just kept
Wait, is it-
walking with the bear.
You're
You're
walking and
essentially
talking. Why are you all the way back there, Falcor?
You're trying to steal from a brick wall, Killigorm. There's nothing here.
Got things.
Good for
I'm
you.
gonna
Don't steal
just
my soul.
steal
That's
Joel's
pretty
soul.
heavily inside.
I'm gonna try.
Steal Joe's soul. But yeah, with this argument, as you leave the Fort Hayden yelling at each other and hit the road, basically, you take your time to get there. Well, again, making haste as you do. Excuse me. And you do eventually, after a day or so of travel, we'll speed these things up a little bit. After just over a day or so of travel, you find yourself in the outskirts of the city that you once called home, Elleril. Excuse me. I do beg your pardon, sorry. Let me turn off the synthwave. Sorry, I realized that I had synthwave playing in the back of my head there still for this whole time. You enter the city proper and begin to climb up to the palace, walking through the bustling streets that is the city lifestyle. You get inside the palace, and what are you up to once you arrive?
Leaving.
Suppose looking for thingamablob. I'm
Emmerich?
really bad with names tonight.
Emmerich.
Struggling. It's
I don't know.
The
It's
Joel dimensions in real life now. It's bled through. He's
Honestly,
really
I think it was just. I think the laser doom was just lobotomy instead. It just went straight in.
He's been flashed by Men in Black.
What do you mean?
Sounds
He
like
is
it.
Men in Black right now.
I know. We've got his old
Men in
life
Black.
and his new life.
This is the wrong sound. I do apologize. You enter the palace. Oh fuck! That's the. I'm mute.
I mean, I'm
For
almost Will
fuck's
Smith.
Sake. Almost Will Smith. All right. And inside the palace, you begin to start looking around for anyone you know, friends, family, or even the man himself, Emmerich, who messaged just over a day ago. Can I get perception checks, please, or investigation checks to find people?
My dice is really liking the number 18 today.
I'm up and down.
That's 3 times in a row. It just rolled 18.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
Falcoris, let's go around the circle.
21.
Wash,
That would be, if it's perception, that would be a 19.
19. Elleril,
Is it perception or investigation?
wherever you want. How do you want to do this?
25 investigation.
Nice. Joel,
Only a 13.
Only a 13. And Lavender?
19.
19. Good rolls all around, no fairness. Splitting up and searching for clues like a Scooby-Doo scene where you guys like crisscrossing through the palace to columns and that sort of stuff. Eventually, between all of you, you can find information that for the last couple of days, or last day, I should say, Emmerich has locked himself in his room and is refusing to come out. You get information where the rest, like the Queen, she's doing her duties and that sort of stuff. Elena is probably in her room, if not in a meeting of some description. Everyone's where they should be, but everyone that you speak to acknowledges that Emmerich is in his room and has not come out for over a day, which is very un-Emmerich.
Go into his room then. And
Do you think
Just
he's a
have,
wee
like,
bit
full
lovesick?
party, just a full party knocking on his door.
pretty much. Chap on door.
Yeah. Probably make ourselves known if he doesn't open it. Like, oh,
So when I chap the door, I'll be like, Emmerich?
There's
Cool.
a moment's pause before you hear the door clunk and creaks open ever so slightly.
Push open the door.
You can see Emmerich is in the far end of the room. He's used his mage hand to open the door. And he's standing, looking quite nervous, a little bit sheepish, if anything. Dressed in quite nice clothes. However, you can see that the nice waistcoat he's wearing a nice white button-up and a red and gold waistcoat. But the waistcoat, the thing that immediately sets up is how well presented Emmerich is. This waistcoat has got a cut in the stitching. And he says a little nick in his cheek.
where's
You're back. Good heavens. Come in, shut the door, Come in.
Go in, shut the door, summon my sword, and be like, Emmerich, you're scaring me. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. Someone's let a wild animal loose in this castle. It is fucking god-awful. They attacked me. Information, and the whole thing was just quite traumatizing, if I'm being honest.
What kind of animal?
A woman.
Oh, good
Emmerich,
God.
Emmerich, you poor soul.
There's more. No.
A woman.
It's quite relevant for Emmerich when you think about it.
where did she go, Emmerich?
Well, after I locked myself in here, I don't quite know. And to be honest, I don't want to know.
I'll look at Kellegorm and just sort of like give him. Though I don't have any eyes, like I'm giving him bombastic side eye.
She kept asking
Bombastic
where
side helm.
She kept asking where you were. Looking towards you, Elleril.
No,
Joel's
I'll
just
be giving him
gradually turning more
bombastic
and more
side eye.
towards him.
I'll be the other side of Kellegorm doing
At this
that.
point, I think Brownie is giving him
Wait, where's the other D&D cameras? Hang on. Is he? Is that right?
Ellerill's
Hang on.
fully aware he's just pretending
wrong
like it's
corner.
not happening.
Of course, you look down. Oh no, you look at the D&D. Oh, you look at the screen. Sorry, I was looking at the D&D.
Listen here, you little shit.
I'm looking the wrong way.
Kellegorm, you got something to say?
Try to get a friend off the street, and seemingly,
Red.
You have friends?
yes, Joel, I have more friends than you do.
Well, I've only seen you meet one person outside of us, so
And that is one more friend than what you have.
Wash is my friend. We're even, bitch.
Matt, also see when I steal Joel's mace, I'm selling it for dirt cheap as well. Like it's not even for principal.
That is an enchanted mace.
2 copper. 2 copper and half a loaf of bread is yours.
Yeah. Okay. So, can you tell us what happened?
No, hang on, Emmerich.
Okay.
You can take a back seat for the moment.
Oh, thank heavens.
This
Killer
fucker right
Gorm.
here.
What the fuck is going on? What friend? Who?
You know when we were talking about you sharing things with the party a couple of days ago? Definitely not
'Cause-
5 minutes ago.
I hate to tell you, but they've just attacked a very high up person within the palace.
All right, Caligorm, look at me. I don't play this shit in my party.
It's Gwen.
What?
I don't know if you remember. She was a little bit traumatized after the whole incident with the Creed.
And you sent her here
So,
to the palace.
Calgor, what I'm hearing is you took your traumatized friend, who I don't know knows your secret, sent her to a palace where you weren't there at the time of her arrival, and just expected this all to go well.
Yes.
Can I
Have
also
you
just
considered the
can I
fact
also-
that
Also, Joel just said that he had a friend as well. I don't want to.
Joel, I'm very happy for you having friends. However, Lavin makes a very good point. I want to come back to you right now. Good sir. And he looks at you, Elleril. You had me scry on her for you to send her here to attack me, didn't you?
You had her scry.
The night
you
I
reject
had
this man
conversation
I honor you.
you
Listen,
got someone to scry on her? What
she
is
has
wrong with
Raised in
you?
court. You have
I don't know much
absolutely no
about
business.
having friends, but I don't think you're meant to treat them like that. My best friend's a bear, so I don't know much about.
Lavender. Your best friend's
My
out.
best friend's someone I met 5 minutes
Yes.
ago.
You fucking know it.
You two can get a room in a minute.
Just walking gonna lean over to Joe and be like, who the fuck are we talking about, by the way?
listen,
I've got no idea.
if a single
I'm just,
one of
I'm
you
just glad I'm not alone.
It's Caligorm's ex-girlfriend, maybe current girlfriend.
Okay. He likes him with trauma, huh?
He can fix her.
listen,
Okay.
if a single one of you went missing, I'd scry on any of you.
No, I understand that. I've tried to scry on people who get scry on Bucky. But to send them to the palace, when all they've
Where else
known
would
is
she go?
to go against
Just living on the
authority.
street.
I think we need to have a conversation about boundaries, if I'm honest.
Have you considered that maybe she's found out your secret and that's why she's so happy stabby?
Well,
Alright.
I sure as hell hope that she
Because
can.
you've been
I've tried to tell
lying to her
countless
for
times.
however old you are.
All right,
No, I
time
have
to
not, Joe.
interject. Party. She's running around here, you said, Emmerich. She's still in the palace.
Somewhere in the palace, yes. I have not seen her since I locked myself in here for my protection.
Caligorm, head to the rooftops. That's your kind of fucking shit that yous are up to. The rest of us will try and find her.
Also,
Yeah,
Parkoros, you
yeah.
have a day before your father arrives, so take that as you will.
Did you bring Mum over here? Is she here?
Yes, she is fine, and we went shopping, and it was wonderful.
I'm glad. I'll help Caligorm with this first.
Okay,
I feel
your
like
mother...
you need another shopping trip for that trauma.
Do you know what? When I know the streets are safe, I will, Lavender. And if you want to come with me, by all means.
I've never been
Caligorm, I
shopping.
think you owe him something in
You've never been
compensation.
Lavender. You've never been shopping.
No. No.
My darling, we are going to paint the town gold later
Hold
this
on,
evening.
that's a load of shit. You did go shopping, kind of.
For weapons, not for.
Yeah, same thing.
My
That's
dear.
the more fun type of shopping.
My dear, we are going to go on a spending spree. Well, I know I'm safe. So find her.
Emmerich,
Yes.
have you tried scrying to see where she went?
No. I'm scared.
We're not doing the scrying thing again.
If you want to
You're
spy on
gonna
your
talk
girlfriend,
to her
that's your
like
business.
an actual friend and treat her with the respect she deserves.
You really got hard on for scrying, huh?
He's a thief who was raised in court. Spying on everyone's kind of what he does in both professions.
Yeah,
He just does it poorly.
It's kind of... He
Do-
does a terrible job.
Right.
He's just not a
So
great
if
spy.
someone,
No, not really.
right, I'm actually stealing something from Joel now, but I'm doing it.
Joel has nothing to steal.
Are you just scared to steal from Wash if he catches you?
I'll steal from Wash as well if you want me to. 28 on a
Well,
sleight of hand
Don't
check.
lose your fucking hand.
Well, what are you guys doing? Oh, I just dropped the dice.
I am actually just taking something from both of them while they're distracted and yelling at me.
Joel, I will say again, Joel literally has nothing apart from his mace and his shield. That's all Joel has in his possessions. I've seen the character sheet is
Unbuckle
bare.
the bits.
Watch in hand, and I don't know how much stuff Watch has in his backpack, apart from obviously the adventure gear, but
But the only thing is, Killed, on the flaw in your plan, we're looking at you and yelling at you.
Yeah, I can get away with that.
We're just sitting there talking, and he's just like, they'll never know.
So,
that
have
meme
you,
with the-
I'll give them defense. Have you seen the people that take people's watches as they're talking to them and shit?
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
That weird shit.
He's just told us he's
ties.
gonna steal from us.
Yeah, and you guys aren't paying attention to that. So.
Anyways,
I want to preemptively hit him.
Illaril, go to the fucking rooftops because that's probably where she's going to be. You know them
I'll
better
go
than
check
anybody.
Pubs.
We'll
Sorry.
spread
taverns.
Pub crawl.
Listen,
Does she have a proclivity to temples by any chance?
Only if she's stealing from them, I imagine.
if she is being as dangerous as what you say she is, this is not in her character. Scry on her and tell us where she is. It's irresponsible not to.
Okay. Bear with me. And he goes.
I
a
hope
little
he
bit
never looks at
quiet.
me when I go missing.
Well, at this point, I'm not even going to look for you.
That's all right. If I'm finished with you, no one's ever going to find you.
He goes a little
Or
bit
more
quiet.
accurately, no one's going to stop finding you.
And after 30 seconds or so, he comes back into the room present again, in his mind, body, and soul. She is indeed on the roofs.
Right.
She has got a bottle.
Right.
go deal with it, Illaril.
Yeah. I make my way out.
Once he's out the room, only when Ella's out the room, Emmerich begins to undo the buttons of his waistcoat and pull out in front of him. My poor thing. You guys, welcome back to the city. As I say, your father and his entourage will be here come the morn. So prepare whatever you need. I'll be around. Sorry.
Sorry for what?
It's a bit embarrassing being the archmage of this place and, you know, someone got the better of me. And maybe carry my room.
It's
Joel cast mending on his waistcoat.
It's actually a magical waistcoat, and thus mending doesn't work.
Classic.
It's fine, Emmerich. Just
The one time this spell has been used.
I know, and it's unfortunately a magical waistcoat, which can't be repaired.
get back to your best, Emmerich. Where's my
I know.
mother?
In the room next to, adjacent to yours, sorry.
All right, I'm gonna go
She's
and
got
check
her
on
own
her.
room. She's been kept up quite nicely. And I don't know if this is assaulting or not, so don't be angry if it is, and I am sorry if it is as well. We have physicians nearby. She is elderly. There are people that can look after her if anything happens while she's here and stay.
I know. She's not got long left.
I know. And I don't mean to sound like a arsehole when I say that, but once my watch is here, she lives her best.
I know. And I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I'll turn to the rest of the party, obviously without Elro, and just be like, right, I'm gonna go and check in on my mother. Whatever you get up to, whatever you get up to. I'll see you in the morning for whatever briefing shit we get into.
Probably a good question, but I'm supposed to come back, right? Like, you're no done with me now, right?
No, you're still part of the party.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I was on a trial basis or something.
I think if you were, you've passed.
Sound. Take that.
Right. Good night, guys. And I'll head out.
And you do depart from the rest of the party. before we jump over and do these individual scenes, the rest of you all, what are you up to, Lavender, Joel, and Wash?
Also, look at Emmerich. Do we get paid for dealing with the monastery?
Question.
Did you agree to be paid?
I don't know.
I
I-
don't recall. I can check the paperwork, dear Joel, but I don't remember there being a
But I mean, I was all pointed at Wash, and I was like, well, he was hired from somewhere, so there must be money. And I'll point at Lavender. I was like, well, she needs money to survive, so.
We had the palace treasury, of course. I can ask some questions.
I technically wasn't ever asked if I was going to be paid, actually.
I'm actually pretty okay with money, right?
Fair enough then. I will still ask all the same, since two of you are quite content, but one has given me some
Oh no,
magical side.
I need money. I have no money.
Two of you, fantastic. Two of you need money. I shall go and see what we can scrounge together. Well done. And honestly, well done. That's a jolly good job you've done up there. You saved a lot of lives and put us in a better footing for this meeting in the morning. That's for damn sure. Well done. Take a long-deserved rest. And I shall see you in the morning. Lavender, let's organise a date shopping trip at some point when you're ready. Yes. And he... Right. Away, I need to change. And he shoos you out the room politely. Cutting as you guys fade off a little bit, the three of you will jump up as our camera pans through the many floors of the palace, going up and up and up, until finally the camera breaks through the tiles of the cool air. And again, we're about 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening at this point. And we see Quen. She's currently sat on like the very, very peak of the palace, one leg dangling over the edge. She's just kicking it lazily back and forth like a pendulum. Elleril, where are you?
I'll just kind of sneak up behind and then make myself known with. You could have made this slightly easy.
The irony of you saying that.
Like, what do you
All those sarcastic jabs about you being the prince. Of
I
all
told
these
you
little
from-
things you told me, and they were just jokes. But they weren't.
It's on you if you chose not to listen.
Don't do that. Don't you fucking do that. Put this blame shit on me. For your lies.
What else was I supposed to do?
I don't know. Maybe not even tell me. That would have been fucking easier.
On what? Let you drink yourself to death in a shithole?
No, I mean, we were together in the fucking guild. Or even,
I'm
yeah.
not telling you. What? Just
Because clearly you
I-
left that life for a reason. I don't know what it is, and obviously the old man never told me. Not my business. You got your personal reasons for leaving your old life? Fine, fuck it. I had mine too. Remember, Quen's not my actual name. Caligorn.
you know, I did leave for a reason. I was the forgotten child. I was going to be shipped off to Casamese, become a diplomat. And then all of a sudden my brother died. Before he was even buried, my father was planning out how to replace him. Was arranging me to be married, was telling me about all my duty that I needed, and I didn't even get a chance to mourn. So yes, I left, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Good.
It's just
That sounds
unfortunate.
awful. So good. I'm glad you left that shit. I will say though, forgotten children don't tend to have statues built of them. Just saying.
It's
Forgotten children
one
are
of
urchins on the street, like I was.
yeah,
Been
And-
apples to oranges, yeah.
yeah. I'm not denying I came from privilege. It was so easy for me to leave because I was forgotten. I blended in almost too well. And I've known how to blend in, and it is how I've gotten here. It's how I met you. Being able to keep myself hidden while someone's looking directly at me was a skill that I never thought I knew that I needed or wanted. I hated it growing up. But at the same time, it's how we were so successful when we worked together.
Yes, and that's why the old man took you in.
Yes. Who do you think was the person that got me out of it?
Yeah, why am I not surprised?
I'm not for 1 second pretending that I didn't have it easy growing up. I felt different pressures to everyone else, and my struggles are just as valid as anyone else's. I really wish I didn't try to stab him, right?
Wasn't gonna stab him all the way. I couldn't stab the princess, so I needed the next best thing. To speak to someone close to you and confirm. I will say the wimp didn't really give me too much. He spent a lot of time babbling, but I could tell with the fear in his eyes that really gave me what I needed to know. And I'll apologize to him at some point. But look, I'm fucking pissed with you. And I hope you can understand that at the very least.
I know. You would be. I've tried to tell you so many times.
Then why didn't you just tell me? Why didn't you just tell me? We had plenty of downtime. Why didn't you take me to Pavma before? And we could see the city. We could laugh at your old statues and the paintings of you. We could have come and thrown eggs at your dad from top of the fucking palace roof. We could have done so much shit if you'd have just actually told me. There's guards on the roof, by the way, by the sounds of things. It's weird.
Yeah. They're out looking for you.
Ah, shit.
I couldn't come back here. It took me a long time before I felt comfortable coming back here. If you want to know, I used to sit exactly where you're sitting right now. Me and my sister used to watch the birds fly over the city.
It is a hell of a view. I don't know what to fucking say, honestly. Part of me wants to throttle you right now. Part of me doesn't. I want to punch you in your dumb fucking face. But also give you a hug at the same time. Don't know how possible that is. I'll figure it out one day. I don't know. I'm just very confused. My whole life for the last couple of months has been turned upside down and flipped on its head. I
It's
can't.
just
I would say I understand if you were the same, but in my own individual life, it's been destroyed and turned upside down. Not solely by you, of course. Not at all. But this is just something I'm on top of it all. I
I
think you know someone. Turns out the fucking prince.
you know me better than anyone else.
Do I?
You do. You think the people in there know me? Only one of them knows what I did for the last 27 years.
What about your friends?
I feel like they know me. I feel like they know there's an element of me that from the way I was raised, I feel very obligated. There's a person that everyone wants me to be. And it's very easy to show people what they want to see.
I never
No
wanted
one
that
ever
from you.
cares.
I
Exactly.
never wanted you to do that. I just wanted a friend. I never wanted
And-
you to be anyone or do anything. Just be my mate. That's all I wanted.
And that's why I came after you. That's why I tried to help you. That's why I had Emmerich, by the way. He was the one that
Oh, the
was
wimp.
able
The
to...
wimp.
Yes,
Okay.
he was the one that found you. A puddle of your own vomit in a tavern. So I knew where to look.
Fair. Okay. Well, past aside then, which is going to take me some time to get my head around. What happens next? Why am I here?
That's really up to you. I can try everything I can to help you. But I can't help you if you don't want to help yourself.
I don't need help.
Okay?
That's a. I need help understanding things, but I don't need help. Help.
You certainly look like it when I found you. I can see that you have a room. If you don't want my help, you don't need to take it, you can leave. You don't need to be here if you don't want to.
Are you staying?
And the Prince of Pavmar, I kind of have to. That'll just leave her to her thoughts and walk off.
Fair enough. You don't see this, but the camera does. As you're walking away past it, she watches you leave until you find the guard on the side that you firemen pull down to get to the next ledge in the balcony to sneak her down. And she looks back over and sits down on the roof again, putting her one leg over the edge, Just a large flock of birds fly over the city, and she watches them like you used to do as a child. Falcoris, we then cut to you. You're going down the corridors, again going towards the direction you well know of your own room here in the palace. Before you then find, as indicated to you, the room adjacent to yours, where your mother is waiting. Excuse me. Pardon me.
I'll get up to the door, I'll chap the door, and I'll just be like, Mother, that's Falcoris.
Coming. And you hear the shuffling of feet on carpet before, after a few seconds, the door creaks and opens up wide for you, and you see your mother standing there, large grin on her face as she sees her boy in front of her. She comes up and pinches your cheeks. Oh, there you are.
I'll give her a hug. I'll give her a proper hug, and for the first time, Falcoris, like, always tense, always on the look. Falcoris just completely lets worries go, and he just
melt like ice in the sun.
Pretty much.
She can feel you, being your mother, she can feel you go from tense down to this relaxed state, and she pulls you in for a tight mother's embrace, the hug that only a mum can give. Even in her elderly age, it's the hug that only a mum can give that she provides for you. And she pulls you inside and closes the door behind you. How have you been? It's been a little while.
It has, and I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry, you've been very busy. The lovely man Emmerich has told me all about your adventures.
Well, first of all, before I will go on about my side, how was shopping with Emmerich?
Oh my goodness, I never knew there was so much gold in the whole world. And he's so lovely. He's so nice.
He's a good guy. He's one of the good ones.
He is. Everyone here has been so lovely. You're not going to believe this, I met the Queen and the Princess.
Oh my god, that's quite an honour, Mum. It's quite an honour.
I know. They're so nice for royalty. You'd have thought, I don't mean to be rude of them, but you think royalty might be a little bit, uppity, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, they were lovely.
I don't know, I'm pretty sure maybe one of the princes is...
Well, how have you been, though?
It's been tough, Mum. I'll be honest. It's been tough. It's, there's a lot of things happen in the world that you don't see. And unfortunately, me and a group, which is called the Twilight Company, if Emmerich told you.
He did.
We've been involved in a darker side, trying to put light out into it. Hard. Shadows fight back pretty hard.
They do. But you've always been very good at that.
Well, yeah.
You're that little candle in the night that keeps the monsters away.
I'll try. But
And soon you'll go from a candle and become an inferno. I just know you will. Protect us all.
But Mum, we need to talk about tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
It's don't worry about it. Come here. And I'll like go and sit with her on the bed or where, like if she's got a little seat or whatever, I'll just sit her down and just it's been I don't know how many years for you, and obviously all my life since we've seen him. I don't know what like he's gonna be. Just Uncle Sam tells me about him all the time. That he does worry about us, he does love us. Mum, you know my thoughts on him. If he truly did, he would be with us. So... it might not go well. Technically, this is a business meeting. It's not a reunion for us. It's a business meeting. He's here on behalf of his country, the one he serves more than us. And he's here to find out information, which... I have that information. Me and my group are the ones that are heavily involved in all these different parts. So, the time of family reunion might be very, very short. But Mum, I know you love him. I know you have for all this time. Even after everything I say about him, I know you still do. I can see it in your eyes. That's why I brought you here. Made sure you were here to see him. Whatever happens, happens.
That's so kind and thoughtful of you, Falcoris. And I know it's hard for you. I know it is. But I do believe my hearts of hearts that your father, in his own weird way, does love us and does care for us. And you say he serves his country more than he serves us, and that's fine. Because it takes sacrifice sometimes for the greater good. You sacrifice a lot to save your country as well. You have more in common with your father than I think you realize. But just also, one thing that you will share with him is how much I love you both. And that will never change, Falcoris.
I know, Mom. I appreciate it. Without you, I would never have got this far.
Oh, that's a lie.
No, that's the truth. You taught me how to be hard-working, all the way through.
Oh, that's true. It's actually very... Do you know what? I'll take the credit.
Yeah. But I know I've got a lot in common with my father. I know the path that I've chosen is quite similar to the one he does. I still come back. I still make sure I see you, Mum.
You do.
And as much as I love Uncle San, as much as I love him to death, I would love to see my father at least once.
Well, tomorrow your wish will be granted.
Yeah, but not in a way I think he should be appearing.
The way you think he should and the way things are different. We can't change other people's fates and destinies. We need to go by what they do and react accordingly. Just do me one favor. Don't make a scene.
Mother, as much as you know me, you know I love making scenes.
I know, which is why I'm asking you ever so politely. Please don't. I don't want to have to give the mum finger and stare. Don't use your middle name.
Wait, I've got a middle name.
You do. And I've been keeping it secret all this time.
You are? No.
Ultimate DM tactic. Give your PCs a middle name.
Right, wait, now you confuse me, but it's alright. I have a duty to uphold, and I won't let that go. Afterwards, if I do have a quiet moment with him, then maybe I'll make a scene, but it'll be out of view and out of sound, sight, whatever.
That's alright then.
How are you feeling?
Really happy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm honestly quite nice.
Well,
I'm looking forward to seeing him after all these years. And I think any negative emotions I have about meeting him, my apprehensions, my own frustrations are overtaking the thought of I'm going to see him again after all these years. And that's keeping me going right now.
that's good. I'm glad you've still got that excitement.
Never left.
Well,
I feel like I'm a young girl again. That'll meet her crush.
oh well, you've been shopping, new dress. I don't know. In fact,
know.
you need to show me what you get, and then
Oh,
we can
well,
pull out the RP
that's
there.
the issue. She opens a wardrobe and Emmerich has fucking filled this thing.
Oh my god! I need. Oh jeez.
I don't know which one to wear.
All right, now we can pull out the RP as the Falcor says. All right, let's figure this out.
Let's start pulling some clothes together. The rest of you, Joel, Lavender, and what should we cut away from this overly cute scene into whatever you guys are up to? What are you up to?
Just hanging about, I suppose.
Just waiting for a minute.
Vibing now. I think I'm wrong in thinking this, but
Okay.
is it Brazenfort that has the temple to Bodin?
Ooh. Question.
So I don't think I'm pretty sure because it was the first city we were in.
Oh, Taurus, I want to say it is.
I think it's
Wasn't
Taurus because that's where we healed Gwen.
Yeah, it is. It's Taurus, yeah.
There's one
And
in
there's
Pathfinder,
nothing.
Hmm?
There is one in Pavmar.
My ancestor was the chosen of Podin.
It's a minor temple. The one that you're talking about is the one that you told us about. There's a minor temple here, yeah. And
Yeah.
the minor is, even though he was the chosen of Bodin, no, Bodin himself fallen by the wayside. The temple itself has done too, but there is a temple here.
Okay. And then Wash will, in that case, Wash will leave
Excuse me.
essentially without really giving a good reason why. He'll just be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go walk about, see some people. I'm not really usually in Pavmar, so
Mhm.
just want to have a stroll, essentially."
Sounds good.
Joel's just gonna be
um,
weirding people out in the corridors.
Just
People are going to think you're just like
ominously standing at corners,
statue of armor.
places he has no right to be. Just like restricted areas, he's just gonna be standing there with his arms folded, following people down the corridor.
Joel's standing up against the door, just like this close.
Someone
Just wait for
opens
people to
it.
open the door.
The door to the kitchens, he's a ghost that haunts that place now.
I want to imagine he does the thing where he's like standing next to armor and then they like walk away and he like moves when they're not watching like a weeping angel.
Joel's literally just weeping angeling his way down corridors after people.
Weeping Joel.
Weeping Joel, fear him.
Joel had his tear ducts removed as a child to not show weakness.
Jesus.
And on Wash's way, like if he sees someone that like needs help, like doing like, you know, like good karma sort of stuff, like menial labor or whatever, he will help them. So it'll take a while to get to the temple, essentially.
And you do exactly that. You can see people again in a city such as this, on your way to this temple. You have to ask initially, how does one get there? But you do get pointed in the right direction, and you do, as you rightly say, stop to help out those in need. Even if it's just like say menial minor tasks of helping someone move the rest of their stuff into the cart, wherever it may be. You see at one point, you know, a keg rolled down from the pub as they're trying to unload a wagon. One of the kegs rolls down in your way. Thankfully, you put 1 foot and stop it and bring it back up. Just little things like that that other people would just turn a blind eye to. 2 seconds. But eventually, having been pointed in the right direction, you do see and find the relevant temple. And again, it's as it's pointed out to yourself, it is older than the rest. Whereas the other temples have been well looked after, polished, gardened, and everything else in between. This one has fallen, unfortunately, by the wayside a little bit. Not quite as well looked after and loved anymore. It's nestled in between two buildings. Excuse me, that might at once been a time be part of the temple, but have since been reclaimed out to be other properties. And you enter, and upon it you can see there's no one else in. It's just you and yourself standing alone in this room. It's maybe a 25-foot wide, 40-foot long thing. There's a couple of slightly dusty pews, and on the back where the altar is a depiction of a large sword in the stone. And that's all. It's a very well designed hilt, but it's a sword in the stone.
Yeah, he will he will go up to the altar and not kneel, but more sort of stand there, hammer to the ground, essentially, like standing at attention almost.
Mm-hmm.
And he won't pray because he knows there's no point. But he'll just kind of stare and maybe reflect a little bit on the fact that the Eternal showed himself to be someone else. Might be time to maybe make a visit back or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And you reflect upon this, and you reflect upon the visage that was presented to you of her. And memories, both good and bad, flood. And you can stay in the temple as long as you want to.
Maybe for like an hour, just standing like that.
A good solid hour standing like that. Eventually, during this hour, as you're having this time of reflection, meditation, silent, internal prayer, whatever it may be, as you want to word it, eventually you do hear behind you, the door open, and if you open your eyes and look over your shoulder, you can see an elderly dwarven gentleman begin to shuffle his way into the room. He's wearing full plate armor, but it's old armor, dwarven in design, but you can tell it's battered, it's bruised, it's not rusted, but you can tell where it has been treated. If it hadn't been, rust would be on it, sort of thing. And he shuffles in, and he comes up next to you, takes off a great sword, dwarven-sized great sword from his back, and he puts the sword into the stone, in between the panel, not the panels, the slabs where the gap is. He puts the sword in that so he doesn't chip the stone. Hands on the top, he just puts his chin to it, and he has his own little moment of silent prayer before he sort of looks over at you. Come here often?
Believe it's my first time.
Welcome. You're the first soul I've seen ever here, so it's a pleasure to meet somebody else that worships the Forgotten Ones, the old ways.
Hmm. Oh, someone's got to remember him, eh?
They're more than just fairy tales and folk stories. They're what we're made of.
It's a good creed to live by as well.
Mm-hmm. Honourable. Keep your nose clean, lad. And with that, he stands up a little bit straighter, and you can hear that even behind the arm, you hear his back crack a little bit. Oh, right, on to the next one. And he shuffles on out of the room,
I'll just
closing the door behind him.
quietly just go, good hunting, essentially.
Yep. And looks back at you. May your prey fight well.
Sweet little nod. Nah, I
He
think
leaves the room.
maybe 5 or 10 more minutes, and then probably make my way back to the palace, I suppose.
Yeah. As you enter the palace door, suddenly a Joel out from the side of the door at you.
Jesus, you're right, Joel. Fucking hell.
Good morning.
It's nighttime.
Ah.
Fuck's sakes.
But no.
He's finally taken off all the glasses.
He's finally reached his true form.
ran out of backups.
He's reloading.
Shit, man, I can't find him.
Have you been here the whole time, Joel?
None of your business.
You need a hobby. I'll be honest, you need a hobby.
Just kind of look down at myself like, you expect me to take up knitting?
Wood carving?
There's no way you're serious.
Joel is 100% serious. You're a whittling? I can imagine you with a whittling knife, it's fine.
I don't know how to. All I knew growing up was dissecting bodies and talking to dead people.
So whittling is just like dissecting a piece of wood into something else.
I see. I'm gonna
You know,
go
it
buy
could
some
be-
whittling tools.
It could be really therapeutic, I'll be honest.
Where can I buy whittling tools? What do I need?
You can find a shop.
I'll
Good
just tend to
knife.
wash. I don't have any money.
Okay,
We
you
haven't
know,
been paid.
I'll give him 5 gold to go get himself a nice whittling knife and a bit of wood.
I mean, I feel like we can find wood readily available. Just
Yeah.
kind of just
no,
point
no.
outside the
No,
city,
Joel.
out there.
Joel, you need good wood. Yeah, you need a decent bit of processed wood. Get some beech wood. It's
Mm.
really a nice one to start with, and you can get a lot from it. It's really good, and then you can go up to the harder woods later on.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I stopped listening after you said hardwood. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'm not. I'm fucking
You
fucking
shit.
Twitch, man. Watch gonna give him a good hard wood.
Shut up.
Oh, the sexual tension is worse than Clanthea at this point.
Fuck's
No,
sake.
Galanthea and Elril were horrible
Just
for
let
that.
bros be bros, okay? Like, damn.
We walked on a
It's
beach
just bros, good night.
This is a bro moment.
dead bodies. You're actually
moment.
using euphemisms.
Joel literally was raised with dead bodies.
Well,
That
go-
was-
yep.
his
And
best
now,
friend was cadaver.
now you're about to go and find hardwood. That's
I'm gonna go find some really hard wood.
So you give your younger brother some pocket money, and he runs off into the city to go find a knife.
That sounds about right for a paladin.
Eventually, Joel, I will say, after asking around and going around the general stores, you can easily, for 3 gold, pick up a good selection, a good proper whittling knife that will last you a while, a sharpening tool for it, and some beginner's wood, so it's nice, soft, and malleable. So it's easy for whittling, and then there is basically, again, when you're ready for it, harder wood that you could use.
And how do I turn this softer wood into harder wood?
Well, Joel, with practice and a soft hand.
birds
You gotta
and
give
bees,
it-
Well,
nice
I not need
guys.
to be, do I not need to be able to use both hands? Would that not be the strategy? Get to
No.
stage I can use either one.
Give your meat a good old rub.
Take up knitting. I regret saying wood. Start knitting.
Gotta give the wood that hot to it to spit on that thing.
Joe has no
But-
salivary glands.
Joel is incapable of delivering a hawk to
He
it.
goes, hook.
Just air. Well,
So it's not
that
even
comes-
air because Joel doesn't have lungs
Oh.
or a mouth.
Well, Joel goes and procures some whittling tools. Lavender, are you up to anything? As these idiots are doing their shit. Are you up to anything, my dear?
It's a bro moment.
I was just trying to be nice, okay?
You were very nice. You were very nice.
Not in that way.
Lavender, are you up to anything?
Just gonna go for a walk.
Just a little stroll. Not a problem. Is there anything particular you're walking towards or for, or just is like clear your head sort of walk, or
It's just walking with Brownie, just having a little wander.
not a problem? Just nice, easy meandering through the streets and the palace itself. Now and again, stopping in the garden area so Brownie can have a little run and look a little pee on the tree. Like walking your dog sort of thing. People do give you a little look about that's a fucking bear, but no one really bats too much of an eyelid per se, which is quite odd. But there we go. They've probably seen stranger things of other beasts of burden, and maybe assuming Brownie might fall into that category. And he's not causing chaos, so people just let you do what you want to do. Eventually, if anybody else, unless anybody else has anything to do, the night draws in. Oh,
Yeah, we don't need to RP too much, don't it?
okay.
2 things. I want to drop off the crown to my sister beforehand.
Yep.
And just on a passing, I got you a present for tomorrow.
Oh,
I'll give her the crown.
present. That's what you call this.
And I also got you this, and I'll give her Ander as well. So, obviously, you know what this is, but
Yeah, no shit.
the magpie, it's a familiar. Emmerich showed me how to summon it, but I
Okay.
figured it knows where I am at all times. If you ever need to get a message to me, this amulet I have, I'll show her. It makes me immune to divination magic, so you won't be able to find me through scrying, but if you do need to contact me, you can always send a message through Ander.
Thank you. That's surprisingly thoughtful of you, brother. And I'm sorry, I'm just stunned at. She holds the crown in front of her. This is a It's a lot.
You should try it on.
I don't think I'm ready for that. Knowing who of us wore it last. I don't think I'm ready for that burden yet.
Does it make you feel better if I wore it first?
No, she pulls it closer. No, I don't know. I just feel that seeing this in my hands, I can almost picture him wearing it right now.
That's why I haven't.
And I
made
don't
it
want
myself.
to put it on because I don't want to look in the mirror and place that memory of him wearing it with me.
That's the exact same reason why I haven't worn it either.
Yeah. Can I give you a hug, please?
Never need to ask. I'll just.
And she runs
I'll
up to you and like throws her arms around your hips and just pulls you into a hug. And within seconds, you can feel the heavy breathing and the rising and falling shoulders. She's crying into you.
I'll just. At one point, I'll watch. I did take his head and it's in the bag attached to my
Oh
belt.
shit! Oh,
It's kind of
it's
leaking.
fucking disgusting.
I've got point to prove with it.
Okay.
A moment of pettiness, but yeah,
Trust me, I think we're gonna need some pettiness tomorrow.
get a good sleep and I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, I'll see you soon.
And then just the very last thing before I go to bed, I want to make my way down to the dungeon.
Okay.
Go to my father's cell and I'll just throw the bag in between the bars and I hope you think better of me now, Father. And then leave.
Before you can even say anything, you don't give him the satisfaction of the opportunity. You turn tail and leave before he gets any chance to make in your head, a sarcastic remark. Dare he even praise you for your efforts? You don't want to hear it. You leave before he gets that chance and make your way to bed, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Where the rest of you also make your way off to your own respective beds, not all going to Eliel's room. But you all have a sleep and wake up bright and early and ready the next morning with the meeting looming over your thoughts. That's going to happen in the next, couple of hours or so. I do beg your pardon.
Got more daddy issues cropping up.
So, is there anything you guys would like to do as you are getting ready for this meeting?
On my old armor, not the new one.
Don your old armor?
Elril has a controversial dress sense today, in that he's actually wearing courtly clothes.
Oh my goodness. There's no cowl, there's no anything. Is your hair done?
The hair's brushed.
Oh my fucking
Falcoris
goodness.
will walk by
Brushed back.
Kelgorm, not
Fuck that.
realizing.
Yeah, you sort of walk past as you come down to breakfast. So say Elrond's there first, and you see your other friends, and you just assume Elrond's last one to arrive, sort of thing, for some reason,
Yeah, so-
not realizing he's actually at the table with you.
I mean, I probably know what he kind of looks like because I would probably know,
You know,
what his
yeah.
brother looks like in that.
Yeah.
But I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'd be looking at him going, Elleru, Elleru, what the fuck are you doing?
Not a word, or I'll have lions escort anyone to the dungeon.
There'll be woods after.
You had your shit shower and shave, I see.
Yeah.
Do we address you as my prince now? Like what?
Fuck that.
His holy almighty eminence.
I think
Elena pipes in, your grace will do quite simply.
Please. Only
Your divine
front
twat.
Are you a lord now? Lord
doors. I
Wombler?
always have been.
Yeah, but do we call you a lord? Because if I'm honest, you're not
Only-
very lordly.
In
To
front.
be fair, he's not very thievery either.
Joel, we are here purely because of my skills as a thief.
Your skills, which got your friend targeted and almost killed because you walked into a shop and started screaming how you're looking for a secret organization that kills people that try to find it.
No, I believe that was because my ally ratted me into the crate, wasn't it?
No, you walked into a shop that was known to be connected to the Creed and started asking about the Creed out loud in front of someone you didn't know.
Right.
Right. Who told the
It's
crate?
I
going a
think-
bit round
and
in circles, isn't it?
I think there are like 8 people in my flat.
There are what? Sorry.
I'm gonna lock my door.
You do that.
You know, if we're going with the lord thing, you should technically, like, don't start, because then you'll have to start calling me sir, and that's just fucking weird.
I don't think I've ever. Nope, I've not seen you like this at all. Not once. Not when you took on the crown.
Purely-
Nothing.
To give a good impression to Falcoris' father.
You're not my boyfriend. I'm not introducing you like
I
that.
was gonna say you're just trying to look. Oh, I see.
You're gonna try and fuck Falcoris' dad.
Wait,
Tell you
hang
what,
on.
you've moved on from Calanthier and Emmerich quite fast.
Like, just
Emmerich in the
because-
room blushes bright red as you say that.
Tell you what, you've also moved on from Quinn awfully fast.
just because
Is he a Delph fucker?
you guys being
Lavender just
everything
gonna
fucker.
pat
Oh.
Emmerich on the back.
The thing is, he's an everything fucker, but he hasn't seemed to have sealed the deal with the last 3 people.
oh, you literally died a virgin.
And came back a god.
Yeah, and came back incapable of losing your virginity.
Uh-huh.
From what I've been told, there's a vast span of time where he wasn't accountable. So you got no clue, mate. And even then, I think I'd rather be a
No,
virgin
not
than
a
be a
vast span of
colossal
time.
fuck up.
Joel came out of his session 0 and immediately came to you, Taurus. This has been established.
The only person I could have possibly had sex with growing up was a dead corpse, and I'm not quite that low in my life.
Jesus Christ.
It's actual lore.
Actual lore.
Well,
Anna,
Canon-
your sister is quite hot.
What's this?
Elena looks over and just goes, "Not my type." And he just looks back over at Lily, who's sitting next to
Not
her.
one for corpses either, then.
Now, can we get
Right.
back onto track?
Yes,
Oh.
let's deal with Falcoris' daddy issues. So,
Yes.
what should we expect from this?
I have no
It's your
idea.
diplomatic mission.
Were we all meant to dress
Is that
up?
what we're calling family therapy now?
I'll just sort of lean back to Wash. I'll just sort of look, those two have got a lot of issues to work out. In fact, so does she.
Honestly, all
Parental
three.
issues is running rampant right now.
Yeah,
Are
Joel,
you
you
making
want
me
to
look
talk
like
and
my
all.
relationship with my dad's okay? Jesus Christ.
I think
If,
me and you are the only ones that. Oh, well,
Joe.
I guess I'm the only one without any
Aren't you
parental
an
issues
orphan?
then.
Joel, you don't
Yeah,
have
so I can't
parental
have any
issues because you never
parent issues, do I?
fucking met them.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think
How
that's a
can you ruin
parental
your life? I
issue in
wasn't even
itself.
there.
Anyways,
Well,
His actual name's Jujol.
if as to answer Lemon's question, I can supply you quickly with regal clothing if you would rather be dressed prepared. But I
Are
don't
we
think
meant to be?
I don't think anyone would overly bat an eyelid. You're adventurers.
the defenders of the throne. And just
Exactly.
defend.
You need to be out at a moment's
I
notice.
just Calagorn got all fancy, so I
I'm
wasn't sure
s-
if I missed a memo or something.
Two
Just my
of
digital
us still aren't
no-no.
defenders of the throne. I just want to point that out as well.
Who's the other one?
He was dead.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I
Yeah,
kind
he
of
was dead
missed
when it happened.
the ceremony.
I will correct that paperwork right now for you, Joel.
Don't you
What?
dare.
You don't want to be defender of the throne?
I'm good.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it does say the Twilight Company, and if you're part of the Twilight Company, then
He's got a
I'm
point.
already sworn into someone else's service. I can't
don't-
have conflicting loyalties here.
You get paid?
Not in coin.
yes,
You get
not in-
paid when you turn up like that. Anyways,
Ah, thank
Leave it with me.
Just for a sensitive diplomatic mission. Maybe it's best we leave the maturity at the door.
Then why are you coming in?
Are you saying
no,
I'm
you
not going
take
to
the
say a word.
maturity in
I'm
with you.
dressed the part.
no?
Oh
No,
my
you bring
God.
the maturity.
Sorry,
in
would
it.
you
Don't
like me
leave
to
it.
put on a nice
Yeah.
feathered hat and some
Leave the
clothes?
image-
I'm
Maturity
sorry,
at the
not
door.
all of us have money for nice clothes.
You just said you had money, did you not? Oh, I wasn't there. Never mind.
Lavender, I think you're the only one of us that has money.
I'm sorry, I've never been given
Right.
nice clothes
You-
before.
You took the
Okay.
saver, like the saver went away.
Right. Pure and simple. Father's here because of the fact that he represents the Republic of Tyree. They have ongoing concerns about what the fuck is happening here in Lonthal, and they're trying to find out if we are basically a threat to them in non-direct ways, essentially. Pure and
Oh, wait,
simple.
Which neighbours, I
So
believe.
they're
the
being
expression
nosy
might be.
fucks then.
Yeah.
Typical.
It's like you share a garden fence with someone, and it wants to know when you're painting it and what colour you're doing it. It's quite annoying.
You paint your fences?
Sometimes.
You have fences?
In my
Yeah.
other home, I do.
The winter one.
You have more
No,
than
what-
one house?
I still have my place in Horizon. I still have my family's property in Horizon.
I have a question about this meeting.
Sure.
What
we
the
can-
fuck are they gonna do either way?
Well, here's the thing. We don't know. This could either
Alright.
be a meeting of simply they turn up and say, what are you doing to manage these issues that we're facing? We tell them, they say, certainly, how can we help? They can say, cool, handle it yourselves. They can go, we don't like that. We're going to add to your problems. So we would really like this meeting to go quite well. Right now, the Republic and us, Republic and Lorenthal have had a history. There is a past, but it is in the past. Your mother, for argument's sake, points towards Elril, is, of course, as you know, from the Republic originally. Married in. So, I'm hoping things will go well.
Who else is accompanying my father?
There are, I have the list here, and he scrolls through his Google Doc. There is, of course, your father, High Commander Kendall Zilran. There is, I believe, a person by the name of Captain Thist attending. A Archmage Elijah Waller, who I'm not looking forward to meeting. And there is then a member of the council themselves is making attendance, which is quite a surprise. Sir Kyron. She is here again to oversee and weigh direct input from the council.
And who's leading the charge, shall we say?
I believe that will be your father.
All right.
Your father will be leading, but any decisions that ultimately will happen will come from Sir Kyron. Her word will be final.
What's the what's the tone? Should we conceal weapons? Are weapons allowed in the room? Or
Weapons will be allowed in the room. This is a peaceful mission between allies.
just in case
This
they
is
wanted a very much peaceful mission between allies, not weapons?
as long as you are official, as you are of the courts, you are invited to attend. You can also decline to attend. It's up to yourselves. And come as you may.
Without blowing our own trumpet and all that, tooting our own horn, we're the ones that have been involved in quite a lot of the dangerous situations. We're the one with the most information. I think it's
Exactly.
right we attend.
I would much appreciate it if you would.
Right, well, I suppose if you want to change your attire, you do it now. before this kicks off. So,
Well, I need to go. This is my breakfast jacket. I need to go put on my meeting jacket.
of course. By the way, why so much dresses, LRL? Not LRL, sorry, Emric.
My dear, when it comes to fashion, there is no price.
You have a
Emmerich.
different jacket for your breakfast?
For different days of the week.
We spent 3 hours trying to pick a fucking dress for Mum.
Of course. Would you like to come into my bedroom and see my
No,
wardrobe?
because I would imagine you've got magic in that fucking thing and it goes on forever.
It's its own pocket dimension.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
It's quite impressive.
I'd hate to see your shoes as well.
Oh, my dear. They are fabulous. You okay, Lavender?
Just gonna look at her like outfit. This is the only clothes I own.
I swear, we are going to go on a spree at some point. You just say the word, and me and you will paint the town gold as I say.
Wait,
I'll even let you choose most of the outfits.
Most.
You think I need to have my fun as well, you know? But I must change. I will see you all promptly in the meeting room. Throne room. Sorry, throne room.
Don't lose a thread or, you know, get a scuff in your shoe or something.
Is that a flashback from yesterday? If so, cut your fucking throat.
I know you will.
I'm joking.
You're not really.
The smile drops. He
I
walks
don't
out
think
of
he's
it.
joking.
You ever held a knife, Emric?
Magical, yes.
Fair enough.
And he takes his leave. The rest of you, are you guys going to go get changed at all, or are you just going to go as you are, as we say? What?
Good job.
We're going to paint Joel. It's fine.
Joel puts
We could get you a
Joel
little
puts a rag
hat.
on his face.
You know
We
what?
could get you a little hat.
I like to think that
That.
we get someone to dress Joel, but he's dressed like Dwight from The Office. But he's not taking his armor off or anything. He's just got that kind of brown suit.
That horrible beige suit.
Yeah, yellow shirt on over the top.
No.
Sorry, 2 seconds.
I
No.
don't think I don't think most of us have kind of regal, fancy attire. I know Wash doesn't.
Of course, doesn't either. Pretty much the exact same as Lavender. What he's got with him is what he owns.
Would you not have like military blues or something?
I would imagine he probably does from way back when, but they've been left way behind.
Fair enough.
How tall are you, fat horse?
I'm not changing.
He's under 6 foot.
I'm 5'10".
He's a short king.
5'10" is short.
Yeah.
Fuck are we
I mean,
then, Matt?
Just
We are
some
gnome
people.
Kings. We are gnome kings.
We are gnome
We're
kings.
short bread is regular bread, as Lewis likes to joke.
Fucking-
By the way, that's not a
Right.
reflection of my real height. Just want to say that is I am actually 6 foot. Thank you very much. Just put that out there. Right,
Oh, yeah,
moving on.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alright,
way to
yeah.
way
I
to
get-
make
I get
out you're
measured
really secure with your height there.
Yeah.
You're,
I'm not part of the
you're-
short
you're-
kings
you're-
here.
okay with
I'm not
sitting
part of the
and
short
being
kings.
You know who he reminds me of, Matthew? Someone else who's convinced he's
Our
5'10", but our father who art on the ground.
Joel, if you're sorry, Wash. How tall's Wash?
Fucking question. Try and find that for you if my thing will have recorded.
I
how
know
tall
this
he
is the
was.
one time in your life you can choose to be above 6 foot. You can make that choice.
Oh, he's 5'11".
Fine.
So close to
mean-
greatness.
Yeah, but I could never pull it off, Kilo. I'm not there. I'm not there mentally.
He's not worthy of the 6 foot.
You don't believe you're tall
Well,
enough.
actually, that's not fair. Calanthir was quite tall.
Yeah, it's kind of a tall boy.
Clanthir also wasn't a human.
6'5". Yeah, but Leonin are typically about the same size as humans.
Yeah, but the fur probably adds an extra 10 feet.
Upwards? What?
If you got Calanthir, if Calanthir was in a rainstorm, I bet he'd shrink a good few inches.
Anyway.
I was I know my mother hasn't moved out any of my brother's clothes. Just kind of gathering dust in his closet. He's a bit taller than both of you.
Yeah, you remember me saying I'm not a fan of wearing a dead man's clothes.
I appreciate the offer, Elariel.
It's a strange one.
It is a kind of strange one. I'm going to be honest. You
It's-
just offered us your dead brother's clothes.
Not even just the brother, the previous first in line to be king.
I appreciate
They're
it though.
expensive clothes.
It's
You know?
a strange.
And
You know what? If a ball ever comes up, I may take you up on that offer.
And expensive clothes that we would take out and get ruined. I don't want to do that.
They're sitting in the closet, not being seen. Spare something uses them.
Again, I
But-
appreciate it.
Again, if you don't want to.
Oh,
Well, I'm all dressed.
So am
I
I.
brushed my hair this morning.
So am I.
You
I put effort
guys-
into my appearance, Telegorm. Can't you tell?
Did you
Look,
get
do
to
you,
choose
Choose what?
how you fucking look? Or is it just you
Not at
woke
all.
up like that?
I woke up right as I fell from the sky.
The L'Oreal effect.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's Shadow Queen.
Well, I'm going to go and speak with my mother first. And then I'll meet you at the throne room.
No worries.
I don't have to RP it. Just
No, probably basically hanging out with her for a
Yeah.
bit, yeah. Fair enough. You can absolutely do that. You guys do that, and you all make your way in about hour and a half's time after breakfast. By the time you all finish your plates and make your way over to the throne room as instructed. As you guys are entering, either together or individually, however you do, you all see a familiar face of Arabella Acree, the young human woman who not recruited, but found Wash, is standing at the side of the room. Wash, can I come in? Sorry, surnames. Hi, sir. It's me. I'm Miss Acree. Do you remember me? You probably don't. You're very busy. Hi.
Who are you?
Oh.
No, I'm kidding, Arabella. Calm down.
Oh, you remembered. Thanks.
You've been at the office for over 10 years. I think I'd remember.
Yeah, and I've been, just, anyway, the guildmaster just wanted to know, are you happy with current arrangements?
Am I supposed to be getting paid?
Yes,
I
you
haven't
are.
yet.
I am sorry. I will speak to Mr. Crisden and see where your gold is.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome, sir. But I don't mean to be rude, but you didn't actually answer my question.
Am I happy here? They're certainly a strange bunch of individuals.
Yeah, sorry. That wasn't a laugh. Okay. That's not how I normally laugh.
Do you need a water or something? Like, because you seem to be
Please.
here for the meeting or something like that, and I'm
No,
not sure
just here
that...
for you. Just here for you.
You sure? Because this is a very strange place to find me.
I knew you'd be here. And I get lost quite easily.
Okay. You can tell the guildmaster that I'm fine. They're nice people. They're good to fight beside. I don't know if it's permanent, but at the moment I think it will be.
Fantastic. I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that. I'll pass the message and I'll find out the payment situation.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Enjoy the rest of your day, I guess.
I'll try. This meeting's gonna be shite, but hey ho, at least I get to watch it burn down. Although
Well,
I have a just for you, just chill out a bit, yeah. Just
I
take a
really
breath.
try. I try so hard.
Maybe
I got
maybe
so far.
maybe talk to Emric about getting a calming spell on you,
That's a very good idea, actually.
because
I'm gonna wait here because Emmerich will be here.
yep,
That makes sense.
he'll be here. Just
Great.
he's nice about it. Just
Emmerich scares me. Very intense.
don't know why that would scare you, but all right.
I'm very easily scared by people with aura. But I'll wait here, and I'll speak to Emmerich about calming spell. That sounds wonderful.
Maybe I'll speak to him as well.
Could you actually do that for me instead? That would be much easier.
Yeah, sure. I could.
Thank
yeah.
you. I really appreciate that. Is there
Yeah,
anything
sure.
else that the guild can do for you or your friends?
Can I get back to you on that one?
Certainly, of course, of course.
Okay.
But I do believe that the guild might be able to lend a hand if you need something. Can't guarantee it, but if you don't ask, you don't get, sort of thing, you know?
Very true. At the moment, I think we're fine. I suppose, though, it's probably best to wait until after this shit show of a meeting is done, and then
Certainly.
we can decide where we're going next.
Makes sense, absolutely. I will sit in this. There's a chair there. I will sit in this chair and just watch the shit show.
He'll just stand there waiting for Emric.
Eventually, Emmerich comes in. I'm guessing you have a quick word with him.
I'll just flag him down. Just hey, Emric.
Yes.
Do you know how to?
Doug.
Do you know like long-term calming spells?
I know the calm emotion spell.
How long does that last exactly?
Now you're asking me. Let's find out, shall we, together? As I flick through my mental knowledge. Ooh, calm emotions. Let me see. It's been a while since I've cast that. I believe it
Doc.
lasts for a minute.
Hmm. Sorry, Akri, but you're probably a wee bit shit out of luck.
I mean, could you cast it just to, so I know what it feels like?
Ah, you might as well do it now. Like, just-
Certainly, darling. Yeah, of course. But peace be upon you. And he puts a little finger on her forehead, and she, and just sits in the chair, chill, for 60 seconds.
it's like the slow. It's like the quickest burn weed.
And she just has a nice little 60 seconds to herself. The rest of you, is there anything else you're doing whilst you're sort of in this room now? No worries.
Whittle.
There's wood chips all over the fucking floor.
It's not a joke, by the way. Joe will be sitting there or standing wherever he is, just learning to whittle.
You guys
You're
have. There
You're
is.
handling your wood well, Joel.
Thank you. I've had a lot of practice at handling my wood. I've never had anyone to help me before.
Aye, that's why I recommended the skill. I thought it was just perfect for you.
Many years.
As Joel handles his wood, you guys have basically sat around a large circular table that's been specially brought in for this very meeting. And you guys are basically at the window side. Also, remember the throne has got these big long windows that overlook the city. You are sitting on that side of the table. And basically looking at the doors waiting for the others to arrive. Excuse me. You can see this room on one half as well. So as you guys are looking down the chamber towards the door, the left-hand side is filled of 6 lines, with the other half currently empty. You're assuming they'll bring their own entourage of soldiers in to, be formal and meet. And you wait maybe only from here 10, 15 minutes tops before the doors very gently swing open and a few figures step in. Now, the first figure that you see, excuse me, is a, let me see here, a middle-aged elven woman. Quite strongly built though for an elf. Instead of being quite dexterous, you can tell she's more muscular and brawny. She stands about 6 foot tall with blonde hair and blue eyes. She currently wears a full set of scale mail armor that is very, very well made, in elven design. Again, odd to see elves in heavier set armor. She comes in and slightly steps aside a little bit. Behind her, you can see an elderly human man wearing very loose-fitting robes of green and gold. He has a hood that's currently pulled up with grey hair that tumbles down his forehead in thick curls. Excuse me. Another man walks in from behind, an elven gentleman. This one is completely shaved head with a visible scar that goes from above his left eye, over his forehead, down to the back on the top of his neck, and the only one green eye is visible. Also, the left eye is covered with an eye patch. And then another man steps through. The last is another elven man who looks noticeably like someone in your party.
Is it me?
No, Joel, it's not you.
Oh,
That's home.
Father?
Could you imagine?
You said you were going to get milk.
Just runs with the hugs Joel tightly. No, a man that looks suspiciously like an older version of Falcoris. I wouldn't say the spit, but close looking enough that it doesn't take a blink to realize who he is. This is Commander Zilvin himself. They all enter, and again, flanked behind them are 6 soldiers, equally to match the lines. These guys are dressed in more lighter, medium to light armor sort of apparel, with small shields on their wrists, and they carry spears instead. Instead of being the broadness of the lines, these guys, again, in typical elfin nature and heritage, are more dexterous and going in for quick stabs. Small shields and spears is their sort of attire.
Alcoris will be watching them come in, not even caring about his father, and looking to see if Uncle Sam's in among those.
Make a perception check.
That would be a 19.
19. You do not see your uncle in this group of 6. Flanking behind them, pulling up the last, is a group much like yourself, like you said, more like ragtag individuals, for lack of a better term, where they don't wear a uniform, they don't wear anything that symbolizes where they're from. They are more just, again, like you, defenders, mercenaries, whoever they may be, sort of thing. You're not too sure, but they look more like that mercenary type. They all take a second to walk in the room. First of all, the soldiers, the 6, take their line against the wall, standing perfectly parallel to the other lines in the room, before the mercenary type folk sit on the table first to make sure everything's okay, and then the 4 officials, for lack of a better term, then take their seats as well opposite. I will say that you guys are joined by Elena, with Lily being her bodyguard. Emric and the Queen herself sits at the head of the table. Is who was in your party. I should have said that at the very start. I do apologise. And also Arabella. I'm in the side. She was too anxious to leave when the door was open.
Back to hyperventilating, I see.
All you hear is the rustling of a brown paper bag that she's pulled out of nowhere for the next 6 minutes. Oh, how long this lasts. The Queen stands up. It is an absolute pleasure to have the Republic of Tyria at my table. I welcome you with open arms, as does my kingdom, my city, and my land. The person who is clearly Sir Chiron, the middle-aged elven woman, takes a deep nod. It is an absolute pleasure to be in your city, and to see you after such long years. Please, let us sit. And with that, you hear the sound of all the chairs go before the grinding and shuffling, and it takes that awkward 15 seconds or so of people just getting comfortable and find their position, and that awkward we'll wait for them to sort of sit still before we continue. Well, the Queen speaks up. Thank you for making the journey. Of course, after receiving your letter, we're more than happy to have you and address your concerns. So before we speak first, I would like to encourage you, Sir Chiron, tell us what ails you in your own words instead of having to read them off paper. Thank you very much. Well, it is quite simple, to put it bluntly. We at the Republic of Tyria have noticed some issues amongst your lands. We are having none of our own, and it does bring us as neighbors concern that whatever war and troubles you have will bleed over our borders. And we'd rather not have that. I'm just so sure you can understand. Rumors of dragon attacks in your capital, a civil war with a secret organization, barbarians to your north. I've even had rumors of other planar activity bleeding through. Of course, we all can sympathize with the refugees of Alria, but I'm rumored to hear you're next. Lorenthal is in danger. As I'm sure you can imagine, simply one of these would be concerning enough for a neighboring country, but all in the space of a few months is, well, it's quite eye-raising. The Queen still looks over towards Elena, Lily, but basically all you guys one by one sort of thing. Well, when you say it like that, of course I can understand your concerns. But if you wouldn't mind, before I'm the best person to speak on this. Ladies and gentlemen of Tyria, might I introduce you to the defenders of the throne, the Twilight Company? And she gestures over to you all, where you sit. They have been very brave, as of late, in their endeavors, to help us with practically all of these threats in some way or another. And I would not want to speak and undermine the efforts they do, so instead, I shall let them speak. Please. And she gestures for any of you to take the floor.
Of course, we'll look at everybody else looking at each other and just sigh. And he'll slightly stand so they know talking, and he'll just say, "My name is Falcorus Zilrin, and the Twilight Company has been at the head of all this. We've been successful in some missions, such as the Barbarians of the North. They have been defeated. As much as these orcs have disbanded, they've went back into their own clans, but they'll be a lot weaker. They don't have a driving force behind them now. On top of that, the dragons were defeated and sent back. Aurea was a situation that happened over there that obviously we took in a lot of the refugees, and we've been working hard to relocate them, get them houses. The situation that happened is an ongoing situation. We think we have deterred it for now, but I don't think it's over. If we're being fully honest, I don't think it's over yet, that threat. The main one, the one that's over our heads the most right now, is we don't have a lot of information. Is this dimensional threat? Yes, there has been bleeds into Lorenthal. And it was actually one of the questions I was going to ask you if you had any your side. But from what we've gathered information-wise, Shadow Kai, they have a full-on mission to try and come through into this plane, and not just take over Lorenthal, take over the whole world, use it as their own homes, to get away from the atrocities that are in the Shadow Plane. We've been there. It is a hellhole. But we have no further information than that. We are trying to chase it. We're trying to keep it by. But to be honest with you, we're bashing our heads against it right now, trying to wait for the next thing to come up that we can stop the fire. So, my question to you, Republic of Tyria. Have you had no threats? And I'll just say that, not even dimensional threats, I'll just say if you had no threats.
And that hangs a little bit at that point. And you can see that all four of them, including your father, sort of give a little, alright, sort of like at that final jab, as you have quite an eloquent answer to begin with. Well.
Matsy just As Falcoris is doing that, can I do a bit of an insight check on Falcoris's dad? I want to see if he's maybe caught off guard. I'm just kind of watching what as a
Okay,
like a
yep.
hawk.
Yeah,
So
I
let's
mean,
make an insight check.
it's the reason why I dropped my full name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insight for 18.
18. As you are looking over, and again, we're going back right to the very start when you watch as Falcoris' dad steps in the room at the very, very start, and he looks over the people that he's going to be having this meeting with, and his eyes do lay on Falcoris a little bit, and his brows does sort of furrow. But as he takes his seat and Falcoris stands up after the Queen's speech and he says his full name, there is a smack in the face of realization that hits the commander as he blatantly realizes who this person is in front of them. And with an 18, you can't help but feel that as he's studying his son give this speech in front of him and tell him all the achievements that your company has done, he's given the shit nod, like the oh that nod the whole time. Like damn. Has he been doing that? There is no venom, there is no malice. At this moment in time, there's admiration. And then Falcoris jabs within the is there no threats, and it goes from admiration to oh shit. It goes completely the other way to oh my boy got sass.
That's my boy.
Sir Kyron says again after clearing her throat, well, of course, no one is without danger, of course, Mr. Zilran. I'm sure you could appreciate it's impossible to have total peace. Yes, we have had our own troubles and woes. Tell me a country that hasn't.
Well, without me being totally blunt, but that's precisely the point. We have been dealing with threats. And yes, they may be astronomically looking bigger, but we've dealt with it as it came. However, and I'm pretty sure on behalf of the rest of my party, the Queen here, we can say that this dimensional threat is probably the biggest one of the lot. And it doesn't just threaten us, it threatens, unfortunately, yourselves as well, being part of the land that we occupy. Not just that, the seas, lands beyond, all of it. We have intelligible evidence that they plan to come here in the fact of trying to take over, make this their home. And as much as we've tried so far to make peaceful request, I don't think they know peace.
It's worth mentioning as well that the Orcish tribes were rallied under an agent of this invasion force.
Okay. So they're linked.
To an extent.
And we're,
There's oh sorry.
there you go.
On you go.
Nope.
There was we pursued one of their commanders into the Shadowfell. We thought we dealt with them, seemingly we have, but we found out on our mission north that we arrived back from yesterday that seemingly this figure we pursued has been empowering that chieftain. Or I mean, was. We were able to terminate the threat.
As you say this, the elven gentleman that isn't Falcoris's dad, Kendall, the bald man with the gnarly scar going across his head. So you're going to tell us the name of this commander then, if you have failed to deal with him first time? What's his name?
We haven't failed to deal with him. We took him
dealt
on.
with him pretty severely, if
Well,
I don't mind saying myself.
If he's back, clearly not well enough. So what's his name?
We killed him, chopped off his head, took all his shit, and he came back. I don't know how much more thorough you want us to be.
Well, to the
Yeah.
point where he doesn't come back, ideally.
I think you would
how do you
understand.
suggest we do that? How do you suggest we
At
do
this
that?
point, Kendall steps up. Hey, calm down, Fisk. Take it easy.
I think you would understand when we say the name. It's the final say.
When I say the name.
Yeah.
Three of them look a little bit blank. You can see Kendall, Thist, and Kyron just sort of look to each other, clueless, but you can all immediately see that the mage, Elijah Waller, there's a deep nod from underneath the hood. You can see the hood sort of bob up and down a little bit. If this is true, then that is very grave news.
Joel will, since he's still got the final say sword, he'll just kind of pull it out and just go throw it on the table. And just go,
May I hold it? The mage says.
by all means. I'm
Thank
starting to
you.
think it might just be completely worthless now.
Well,
We thought it held a bit of his soul, but
let me
apparently
have
not.
a little look at that. And he slides over. As he's speaking, can I get you all to make an insight check, please? As he's speaking.
Matt, I was going to say as well, can I... Joel handing over that sword, I'm just kind of posturing myself so I can act if I need to.
Of course we'll be keen to say, because I instantly, as he was like, can I see it? I'm like, you motherfucker.
What are you talking about?
Like, my hand's under the table now and I can grab my knife if I need to.
He's got a fucking gun on the table, his Glock 30.
23 insight for me.
23, Wash.
13.
13, Elleril.
2020.
20, Joe.
25.
25, and Lavender.
18.
18. I think you all noticed this. Elijah reaches over the table, and it's all of a sudden like peripheral vision. It's not Elijah that catches your attention, it's Emmerich. As Elijah leans forward, Emmerich leans back. And when Elijah leans forward again, or back into his own chair, Emmerich takes a more relaxed seat forward again.
Who's sitting next to Emmerich? Who's close?
Elena. No, sorry, that's complete lie. It'll be Lily, and then one of you guys.
Fuck it, I'll be next to him. Since we're going this, I'll be next to him.
Joel's next to. Joel's next to Emmerich. Yeah,
Matt, we never got Emmeric's surname, did we?
you did, Barrow.
Don't, okay.
Can
Then
Joel just
that-
like kind of like loll his head to the side and look at Emmerich?
Don't look. Emmerich sort of gives you a little side eye, like frowns at you, like, what are you doing? And then goes back to his.
Joel just keeps looking at him.
In your head, you hear, "I'll tell you later. I don't like that man."
Just turn my head back.
Of course, we'll still be watching him once the mage done.
Yep, so the mage reaches over and picks up the sword. And he looks it over. The iconography is quite detailed. Of the Raven Queen and her champion. A cursed role to anyone that must take it.
How so?
It's a fate ultimately worse than death, some say. To never love, to never feel, to never die. To be a shepherd for nothing but souls that scream and beg their time isn't now. To answer to her, do her deeds. There's never been a good champion of hers. There was only ever the one, to be honest. And he failed miserably.
I found the souls were quite peaceful and quiet, stripped back, laid bare. And death was, well, it wasn't that bad. It's like a bad dream more than anything.
The mage looks at you intently.
Can I help
What
you?
does your contraption golem speak of?
I'll just
not
look
a
at
golem.
Joel. I'll just look at Joel.
I'm not a golem. I was human. I fought the final say. I died. I came back thanks to the Raven Queen.
I see.
I doubt you do.
Close
Might
can't
be
see.
a fair.
My
Might-
eyes!
that might actually be a fair comment. However, putting your personal experience aside, I don't doubt what you say to be untrue. If you have met the final say and indeed crossed blades with him, you've done well to survive. And we should
Don't
give
say.
these men credit, and women credit for what they've done. They've done exceptionally hard work. The mage says, looking specifically at the bald man who lost his temper but a moment ago. They tell the truth. This sword is evidence of that. And he slides the sword back into the middle of the table.
How is it you are so familiar with the final say? Everyone else here looks completely lost, like they've got no fucking clue what's going on over there.
That's because some of these people would prefer to study the modern life of the sword, the blade, and the politics that surround us, whereas some of us know that history is doomed to repeat itself unless we learn and read from the texts of old. I have studied long, and I have studied hard. I have read history. That is the important stuff. This
Well,
meeting
if you've read history, you'll know that the only thing we learn from history is that we learn nothing from history.
Exactly. But if we don't at least look back, what hope do we have at all? We have past mistakes to learn from.
I feel
Examples of the wrong that we've done and the best things we can do. So, in my personal opinion, this meeting is completely pointless.
if you're well read
Agreed.
in history, what other information do you have on the final say? Because he's the kingpin of this.
If you would give me time, I can give my research papers over. Again, whatever I can find on the matter.
That would be appreciated, because like I said, this isn't just a threat to Lornthal, it's a threat to us all.
And did you know anything about an angel associated with
Many angels out there.
the one
It fell.
that story is intertwined with the final say?
We found their prison in the Shadowfell.
I'll actually just pull out some of the bone wings, like the wing bones.
He takes them in his hand,
as if they-
and he casts Identify upon them. In my studies, I'm not aware of an angel tied in with the story of the final say. He wasn't an angel himself, and he certainly didn't align himself with the angels.
I think that resolves our bet, Ghost.
Right, and I was about to say I can't remember the terms of the bet.
We'll look it up after the recording stops.
Of course, we'll kind of change the track on this and just say the Republic of Tyria was involved in Aria. What did you learn from there?
At this point, your father does that whole, that half little stand sort of thing to make himself know he's going to speak next for the group. Well, we got the help with the refugee efforts and got them all, out, situated, settled, and it's taken some time. But from our understandings, it's almost the reports are weird to say the least. It sounds almost conflicting at times, but I don't know how to describe it. It almost sounds like one of the small kingdoms inside our Ria combusted, basically. Don't know how else to describe it, but from inside its walled city, all of a sudden evil just spewed out. the Republic, sorry, Aria tried to arm itself, but it just didn't have the time. And you know, I don't know what your experience on large-scale military movements are, but if you don't have the time to plan these things, and you're ill-prepared because you become, I hate to speak ill of the dead, lazy, you get overrun quite quick. There were a few efforts made to repel, but as you and I all know, Aria doesn't stand anymore.
We know that the Shadowfell bleeds in through portals, essentially. Now, what we've experienced is that whenever these portals are opened, there's a blue flash that happens just before. Blue flash then allows any number of people to come through, whether it be 1, 2, it could be objects. There has been known objects that came through, such as ships, equipment, dragons. That's probably what happened within that town.
That makes sense.
So, we've pretty much given you exactly the situation that's happening here. We've been open and honest that this isn't just about us anymore, about this kingdom, about your kingdom, about anything of the sort. This is about the whole world now. You need to start being prepared.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. If you wouldn't mind, we would like to discuss these matters privately. And take action from there.
As it would. Sorry if I'm being rude, but and I'll look at the ragtag party. I don't think we were introduced.
Weren't.
All right.
Proper Joel response right there.
If we're going to be like this, we're not going to get anywhere. You look like able-bodied people. If you can fight, then we might end up fighting together on these battlefields. It might come apart. You can keep your names, you can keep everything secret if you want. If you truly want to fall. If you want to come together and actually fight a threat together. It's not just kingdoms, it's people. And maybe a little bit more honesty and a little bit more forward about who we are is better.
These are spies we've had in your cities. Recruited in to verify truth.
Your rumors. So they seen it firsthand. Well,
Do we recognize any of the faces at all?
No one that comes to your immediate attention, though.
And Joel just lean forward and look again at the Elijah, the wizard guy.
Yeah.
Just go. In your study of the final say, did you ever hear anything about a cleric or a companion he has with him? Or anything more about how he comes back after we kind of dismantle him?
He's had allies over the years of his reign. During the old times. I believe there was one, a necromancer he kept with him, but I'm pretty sure they died. I can, again, in my papers, confirm that for you.
From everything I've read about necromancers, they're very difficult people to keep dead.
As you talk about necromancy, you can always tell that Elijah is sort of like wincing at the name. It is quite along with some other magics, quite a vile school would hate to admit that. But, yes, it's quite disgusting. But to the best of my knowledge, that individual passed eons ago. Along with the final save first passed. Believed to be defeated, but evidently not.
The nickname yet has to have a name or a title.
Off the top of my head, again, I'm not too sure. I'll need to get my papers for you. I didn't exactly do my homework on this before I came here.
Do you know anything about the Great Reclaimer?
If I am to understand, that is a recent name of someone from the Shadowfell.
It seems they've been organizing these assaults. We did manage to capture one of the Shadowkai. And speaking to him, he was very much just seemed afraid. Someone that was hit rotten in the Shadowfell. Someone who was jealous of us out here. To not be burned by the wind and to experience plants and trees.
I've been to the Shadowfell in my travel, and it is one of the worst planes I've visited. And I've been to the Hells. That is an awful plane.
We offered this individual means of rehabilitation, but he did say this assault was being pioneered by the Great Reclaimer.
I'm not surprised.
Can Joel... I don't know how you want this. Can Joel attempt to cast 2 spells, like one after the other?
Okay.
Can Joel, first of all, cast Detect Magic, and then secondly, Detect Evil and Good?
Okay. Very good. So which would you like to cast first?
We'll go with Detect Magic first.
Detect Magic. As you cast Detect Magic and open your aura out to see magical artifacts and properties that may be in the room, again, apart from your friend's stuff, you can tell that some of these individuals, especially the mercenary, what you've now been told to be a group of spies, they carry personal magical items like any adventurer would. Again, nothing that brings immediate alarm to you, you know? You can tell that Elijah, his whole outfit is glowing with magic, and he himself, being a strong archmage, he is just glowing as well, himself being very magical in his presence, or in his essence, sorry.
Can I see what it is as well? Because I can see the School of Magic. Can I see...
With him, again, I don't know if this is how the rules is written, but fuck, I don't care. Being an archmage, he is glowing every color. He has practiced and mastered most magics.
Right, okay. And see my Detect Good and Evil. Oh, sorry, as it's written, Detect Evil and Good.
Yeah.
Let me see the wording of that
so-
one again, sorry.
For the duration, you know if there's any aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, in addition to where they are. And I'll know if there is a place or object with...
That's a great
You know
idea.
if there is a place of object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. I'm mainly here looking for undead, and, well, obviously any fiends or anything.
You do not pick up any of the above.
So I don't pick up anything on that list.
Not a thing on that list picks up, no.
Understood.
So
That's all. Carry on.
we'll let you have your sidebar. What we say?
Thank
Couple
you.
hours.
Yes, that should be ample time.
I'll turn to the Queen. Sorry, speaking on your behalf. Is that alright for you as well, Queen?
Of course. I think some time to reflect, process information mainly for our friends would be good. We can vacate this room and give them all the space they need. As a sign of faith, we will leave. We can find another room to gather in. Or reconvene in an hour and a half. Make it 2. 2 hours.
2 hours. Probably just stand to leave then.
Yeah.
Everyone, again, you hear the mass shuffling of chairs as everyone in the, even the people that are staying, stand up to be respectful of your presence, of everyone leaving. And as you all begin to filter out the room one by one, however you think about it, Falcoris, you do hear a voice call out to you. Hey, can I, speak with you?
After business, and I'll continue walking on.
After business. He repeats before walking back in the room. And that is well in tonight's episode.
That
Well done,
fucking
guys.
archmage is suspicious as fuck. Just the same. Anyway.
No one trusts my NPCs, man.
No.
Nobody trusted Emmerich to begin with as well.
I know. And now he's
With
doing
good
weird
reason, he was secretly a blood mage.
shit.
Yeah, but you were
We were
with
right-
the person that showed blood mages are bad.
That's not what we mean. Not just because one blood mage is good, doesn't mean the other one is going to be as well.
Boo.
Well, we haven't met the third one yet, so.
We're working on it.
Maybe right in front of you.
Well,
Think there's gonna be a third one with fucking Calanthier not about?
Who knows? Maybe we find out. We have to tell Calanthier when we see him again.
We're dead.
I'm pretty sure Calanthier knows who it is. I'm pretty sure Emmerich told him.
Oh. Anyway.
dun-dun-dun. But thank you, obviously, so much. Before we jump off, Andy, is there anything we need to say before we disappear back into the ether?
Shadows,
of the
we
internet?
fear, will not be on next week. So keep your eye out on the link tree in the Discord for updates about Brothers Plate and other things. But come join us in the community. Actually, come and join us.
Hang out.
Have a laugh with us. We are trying to build to eventually do one-shots and other kind of community events involving around TTRPGs. So yeah.
Well, speaking of that, if I don't mind, I'm going to self-insert something. If you do come out in the Discord, I'm going to be popping into it in the looking for players chat. I know I've got the Doom one shot that I've got ready to go. I need to actually speak to people about that. Sorry about that if you're in that chat. But if you want to be part of this world, this lore, as was heard in this episode, Alria fell quite dramatically. I'm going to be doing a mini campaign, maybe about 5-6 episodes long, set in the fall of Alria. If you want to be part of the story, and actually be part of this universe and be heroes and legends in here, I will be popping something together in that. I would love some players, maybe 4 or 5 players or so, and we can certainly get that ball rolling. So come into the Discord and pop a little notification there, enter your interest, and when things are ready, we can get that rolling.
Yeah.
Won't be anytime soon, like really, really soon, but again, if you want that, it will be go shut the fuck up. It will be ready relatively soon-ish.
Also-
Just come in the Discord, hang out and chat and say hello.
Yeah. Also, if it's not for you, but you know people who are right into D&D and you think that's right up their alley, mate, tell them to come along. Tell your friends, your grandma, your dog. Tell them to come watch Immersive Realms. It's all a good place.
It's a friendly community. But we are going to disappear now into the ether of the internet once more. Hopefully back on Monday.
again.
I know, I'm sorry. I can't help it, alright? I know it hurts.
I don't want to get into the ether.
You need to go to the ether. I'm sorry.
Unplug me.
No. But I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your week.
Release me.
We're going to put Kilo